Hello everyone and welcome to my gold guide for the Imperial City. In this gold guide we will be talking about how you can make quite a lot of gold by using the Imperial City. Now we will be covering two methods. The first one will be a very high baller slash risk, and high risk means high rewards method that will give you potentially hundreds of thousands of Telvar stones within an hour if you can pull it off, and also a little bit of matter of luck is involved in this. And the second method involves less of luck, is less risky, but is also less rewarding. So the first method is the district system. It's very simple, very straightforward. You have to capture all the districts in Imperial City. Each district captured will increase your Telvar gain by 33%. So if you capture all the 6 districts, you will get an increasement of 200%. So instead of where NPC will normally drop 4 Telvar, it will now drop 12 Telvar. Apart from that, you will also have to carry 10,000 Telvar on yourself, which will give us another multiplier. There is a carry risk reward system in Imperial City. If you carry 100 Telvar stones, you will get a multiplier of 2. You carry 1,000, you get a multiplier of 3. And you carry 10,000, you get a multiplier of 4. So what do we do after we have done this? After you have captured all the districts and have, well, I mean, you can start basically with 0 Telvar if you really want to. You are going to kill the bosses. Very straightforward. Normally a boss to kill, well, it took me 3 to 4 minutes. But then again, I was on my tank plur, so it's a pretty tanky build. Not a lot of DPS. It's not too hard to kill these bosses, especially if you know what you're doing. However, if you want a little bit more safety, I would recommend to go in a group between 2 and 4 people. You don't want to go with a massive group because the Telvar stones from the boss will be divided between you and the group. For example, if I solo this boss, I will get 14k something from it. But if I'm with a second person, I will only get 7k. If we are with 4 people, we only get 3.5k Telvar. But then again, there is more safety by being in a group. By being alone out there fighting the boss, you never know when there is a ganker sneaking up on you when you are at 50% health and he suddenly snipe spams you, ambush and then incaps you and you die. So by being in a group with especially a healer would be very important, like a tanky tank player who can just heal you. It is very good because that just gives you that extra assurance. And whenever there is an enemy like taking the district, you at least have the strength in numbers. So a group between 2 to 4 people is preferable, and I wouldn't go over the limit because then it doesn't, you know, it will only make it less rewarding. If you go with more than 4 people like a whole Zerg, sure you can do that, but there really is no point because with 4 people you can easily kill the boss within 1 or 2 minutes. Like you can even do it faster if you all have high DPS setups and you know what you're doing. For example, here I was playing solo and was soloing the boss. It took me approximately 3 to 4 minutes for each boss to take it down. And the reward was 40,700 Telvar. Because I was carrying over 10,000 Telvars and I captured all the districts. If you're planning to do this method, my tips to you are do not do this during prime time. Try to do it during the early hours or late hours. Try to do it with a group like duo, anything like that really will help you out tremendously if you face an enemy. And whenever you see a district captured, I personally would go and store my Telvar before I'm going to check out how many enemies are there and before I engage them. Because if you die, you will lose 50% of your Telvar stones. And go to a dead campaign. You do not want to go to the main active campaign. Even on the dead campaigns, however, it is possible that there are players. What I personally do myself then is I try to kill them ASAP. And I try to kill them all the time I can. Because if you are able to finish them off, just keep killing them. Overall, these players will get burnt out and they will go into either the sewers or they will go to another campaign. And another thing, sometimes you will have allies running around who will maybe leech off you. Because you can have people there who are low CP level, low level, and they will attack the boss even though you do most of the work. The Telvar will be split. And what I personally do for this, and it might seem a little bit mean, but I go to the same campaign on an old character. For example, to the shore campaign, I go there with my EP character as well. And the moment I have a leech or anything like that, I just quickly reload to my Ebonheart pack character and I kill the DC leech. And I keep killing him. And overall they will they tend to stop them because they don't like to get killed constantly. And you also steal their Telvar stones, so especially if you do that, when they kill a couple of your bosses, you know you totally have the right to kill them because those are your Telvar, you have the right for them. Not really, but I mean, nothing is fair in love and war, or Telvar stones and alchemy bags, because we all need gold. The things we do for gold, it is nasty. So yeah, that's the first method. Like I said, the ideal situation I was able to get between, well, I got like 40,000 Telvar stones in like 10 minutes. Now, I would say 40,000 in 50 minutes is very, very doable, especially if you have the perfect situation, like no other players there, a group of 2 or 4. If you are a group of 4, obviously you're gonna kill the bosses fast and they respawn. However, what you can do in between then is, every time you have done a boss run, you go into the sewers, you go to the middle, kill more like ball. You have a chance to get a soul shriven skin from that as well. That is worth approximately 500, 600k, at least here on Computer Europe. And then you go up to the district system again. I mean, I would personally first bank the Telvar stones before I go up. Maybe keep 10,000 on me, or maybe 5,000. And then I would go up to the bosses again and start killing. And that's your rotation that you keep doing. If you keep a rotation in a group of 2 to 4 people, you should easily be getting, like I said, 20, 30,000 Telvar if you don't run into too many PvP issues or other players killing your bosses. So the next spot is a lot safer because it is inside the sewers, so running into enemy players is a lot lower because not a lot of players go into the sewers nowadays. But it's also a lot less rewarding. So here we are currently showing off the location. It's on the DC side of the sewers, and it's also known as the zombie grind spot. Now the zombie grind spot has, however, some additions and extra bonuses compared to the district system. So the zombie grind spot, you mostly kill NPCs, but you kill a lot of them. Whereas in the district system, it's mostly kill the boss, move on to the next boss. Here you really farm all the NPCs. You try to pull all the NPCs, quickly nuke them down, move on to the next area. You can also run into trove scams, which can drop you on extra unique items like materials, like kudas, tempering alloy, raw materials, crafting materials, anything really. So that can be very nice as well. And you level your fighters guild quite quickly because you kill a lot of undead and Daedra and zombies here. And on top of that, the XP gain also is better in the sewers than it is in the district system. However, the Telvar gain is significantly lower. I was running around here for 10 minutes and I was able to get around 2.5k Telvar, whereas in the district system, like I said, with everything going with me, with having all the districts, I was able to have a great run of 40,000 Telvar. So that's a massive difference. Now again, like I said, that was if everything is going with me. So district system, I would say 20, 30,000 is very easy to do. So even then, it's a big difference. But like I said, zombie spot, much less risk of running into enemy players, more XP gain, leveling up your fighters guild. And I would also say it's easier to kill those zombies than it is to kill the boss solo, because killing the boss solo requires a certain amount of skill level from you to quickly react to the AoEs and attacks of the boss. The zombie grind spot, however, if you do it with several people, there will be no negative side to it. The zombie grind spot, I would definitely recommend 2 to 4 people. 4 people preferably, because every time you have killed the zombies, I would just quickly go to the middle, kill Molek Ball, go back to the zombie spot, do 1 or 2 runs on the zombie spot, and go back to the middle and kill Molek Ball again. Every time you have 20,000 Telvar or so, I would probably go back and bank them. Then again, it is really up to you how much risk versus reward you want. If you're happy with like a 3 times gain, you can go and bank your stones every time you hit like 10,000 or 5,000. That's totally up to you, especially if you DC the sewers, or well, the banking area is very close and it's very easy for you to walk back. If you AD or EP, it's a bit further away, and it is recommendable that you get a sigil of Imperial Retreat so you can quickly teleport back to your spots and then use the district system of the DC to quickly get back to the zombie spots. So the gold gain in the zombie spots, you know, with the Telvar scams, with the treasure chests, with the gold loot, the key fragments that are worth around 100 gold each as well, I would say I got around 12.5k every 10 minutes. So that's still good for, for like an approximately 60 to 80k an hour for being in the zombie grind spot. That is, again, if you run with 10,000 Telvar stones, you don't get into any PvP situation, you don't get killed, stuff like that. So, you will get a little bit less gold, but more than 60% of the gold is not coming from the Telvar stones game, but it is coming from other things such as the trophy scams that are there, and the chests that you open, the items you loot, the ornate items, the key fragments, etc. And none of these things are stealable by enemy players, so regarding that aspect, you are totally safe with it. Like I said, less risk, but the reward is also far smaller. Now earlier I said one Telvar stone is worth approximately 2.5, 2.6 gold. I actually looked up and I actually tested out what would give you the best Telvar for gold value, and it still are the alchemic bags that you can buy from the Telvar general merchant. I bought 40 bags from the Telvar merchant for 20,000 Telvar stones. I cleaned all of my inventory, so I didn't have any alchemy ingredients anymore, and then I started opening all of them, so I knew all of these materials I now had were all from the alchemy bags. Then I looked up the prices, first of all with my Master Merchant add-on, where I am in one of the biggest trade guilds on Computer Europe, and I also checked TamrielTradeCenter.com on PC Europe to get another feel of the prices. Now, I would say I actually averaged the price down because I prefer to average the price down because then it can only be better for you instead of it being worse. And the 20,000 Telvar stones were worth approximately, well, here you go, I actually got it out on a notepad and filmed it as well for you so you can see the proof yourself. So I looked the price up on Tamriel Trade Center. Overall, I would pick more of the lower prices, but those also were seen only in the recent hours, so that means they were instantly bought. I also checked Master Merchant, and again, I scaled these prices down. Now, these prices are relevant for Computer Europe, so perhaps for Computer NA, Xbox NA, PlayStation 4 Europe, they could vary, of course. But this is for Computer Europe, and we spent 20,000 Telvar in total for 40 boxes, and I calculated everything. I checked how much in the inventory we had, then I looked up the worth of it, and the outcome, the total outcome for this is 51,000 gold, 867 if I sell all of this. I actually have no problem with selling any of these items for the price listed here. Like, they will be sold within a couple of hours once it's like prime time or there are actually players online. So what does this mean? Well, the current rate, if we divide this by 20,000, so let's go here real quick. That means 2.6 almost. So that's like 2.6 gold for one Telvar. And we earned quite a lot of Telvar there within 50 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is a DLC only gold guide and in a PvP area. So not a lot of people probably will like this because, again, it's high risk, high reward. I can imagine it can be quite frustrating if you walk around happily with your 10k Telvar and you get your ass whooped and someone takes away 5k Telvar. But don't worry, I will be making more gold guides, including PvE areas as well, which will have a great gold accumulation rate for you and are also saver. Check out learneso.net for guides, builds and more. Have a great day and see you in Tamriel. I'm out.